Hi, I'm here with Missy, who did this awesome analogy comparing Minecraft to the parts of a cell and how they work. So we're going to explain her project and kind of how it all works together.
So, first we have the nucleus. It would be like the player, which would be me. It decides on what happens and basically controls everything to make sure it works.
Right, so just like in a cell, the nucleus holds the instructions and kind of determines what everything's going to do. And then protecting the nucleus in the cell is the nuclear membrane.
It's like the armor in the game. It protects the player, or the nucleus, it protects it from less harm.
All right, now we're going to be moving up, and inside of a cell, everything is made up of proteins, so they would be like the building blocks of the cell.
And in the game, they're basically the blocks, because the whole game is definitely made of blocks.
And once we need something to make the proteins, and even to make the proteins specialized for different functions. So in the cell, that happens by the ribosomes. They make the proteins for what they're used for.
In this game, we would use crafting tables and furnaces to be used to definitely make the building blocks, which are the proteins, into more useful items. Like here you could smelt iron ore into iron ingots.
Good. Once we have the things that we need, they need to be processed, so they get sent to the Golgi apparatus. In a cell, the Golgi apparatus is going to package and sort these things and then ship them either to be used inside the cell or sometimes to ship them outside of the cell to get used elsewhere.
In this game, we use it for an inventory. It collects stuff, so if we pick up stuff, we can put it in here and then we can take it to somewhere else to sort it. And by that, where it would go next would be the storage.
So in a cell, vacuoles are used for storage, and some vacuoles can store water, or they can store extra materials or waste. All different things are stored in vacuoles. In a plant cell, the main vacuole would be for water, and that's what gives it its structure.
For in the game, we use it as chests to store stuff. So if you want to put your diamonds down, you can have a chest and store them in here.
Now, all cells need energy to operate, and so in order to get energy for a plant cell, the chloroplasts are going to collect sunlight, and they have light energy, and then they're going to need to use that light energy in order to be used for usable energy. It's going to be, oh, I'm getting ahead. Go ahead.
Well, for the game, we don't actually use energy, but instead we use redstone to do redstone stuff like this. And so for the pickaxe, it would be to collect this stuff, because you can't use your hand to mine the redstone.
Great. And so then in the cell, once you have the light energy, the mitochondria is going to make it into usable energy, and that's true for an animal cell too. The mitochondria is what makes ATP and breaks down sugar, so that way the cell has the energy that it needs, and that happens in the mitochondria.
In Minecraft, we use the redstone to create redstone works, so we can use it to make just stuff work, like just using levers to make pistons move and make minecarts and stuff.
All right. The cell is protected by two membranes when we're talking about a plant cell. So first we come to the cell membrane, and that would be, oh, I'm getting ahead, I'm explaining what it does in your analogy.
Well, for here we would use the door. It can decide things that can come in or out, like if there's a zombie at your door, you would want to keep that out, so you would keep the door closed.
Whereas in a cell, it's going to protect and decide kind of what is allowed to pass through the membrane, so it's going to let water go in and out and control how much is allowed to. Everything has to pass through the membrane.
Okay, for the outer structure would probably be your house to keep you safe. It's mostly the outside structure that protects the player that's inside.
Great. And the cell wall for a plant cell really provides the structure for it, and it also protects it as well. All right, this would be like the ER. So the endoplasmic reticulum is what transports the proteins and the different things where they need to go within the cell. So, you know, once the ribosomes make the proteins, they're going to transport them on the ER to get to the Golgi apparatus and throughout the cell.
Here we have the minecarts, which I explained with redstone. Here we would have, like, if we need to transport stuff, you could get a minecart and transfer it over here to get to where they need. And also,
we can go swimming.
also, have a Merry Christmas!
Yay! Thanks for watching our video. We hope that it helps you understand the parts of the cell and how they all work together.